Well, I think, when you look at them, they're extremely talented and athletic, but they have a lot of youth. So they'll show some inexperience or they'll show some highs and some lows. And I think just the way the season's gone for all of college basketball, you've got to be ready because, any team can beat anybody depending upon how they're playing. So you see the talent, but you see the inexperience. And, with an ACC-Big Ten matchup, the first, power conference school going in there, it's going to be a charged atmosphere, and you're going to have to be ready to play. But you definitely see their talent. But it's just that coach is playing a lot of younger guys, and I think that at times has shown itself.
I know you were looking forward to seeing your guys get tested in this early season. How big of a test is this one?
Yeah, certainly will be a good one, an opportunity to continue to take steps. That's what I talked about on the teleconference before. Just we're at the place where you don't look too far ahead. You just try to improve and practice and continue to become the team that's going to be the one that gives us the best chance to be successful. And so when you head into an arena, an atmosphere against a program like Ohio State and talented players, you'll have to play at a high level.
Are you seeing kind of the improvements that you kind of hope to see in this early going?
Well, I think, after the George Washington game, we went into a tough setting, and, we've learned and grown from that, and then went into the Charleston tournament where we're playing a lot of games, played a lot of games in a short amount of time, came back home. I think some positive things happened, still areas to improve, but absolutely we took, as I said, a step. And that's what this is really about.
Do you expect to keep putting up 80 a game?
Sounds good to me. I think every game dictates what's going to happen, but I just want our guys to really continue to get the quality shots. We always talk about that. It comes down to possession, a possession-by-possession game. If you can make them earn on the other end, where they really have to work to get the contested shots, and then you can get the looks that you want on the offensive end, that's the goal. But it's those mini little battles through the course of the game, and whoever wins the majority of those possessions and those battles usually is the team that's going to be successful. So I like that there's been some versatility in the scoring, and as I mentioned again in the teleconference, it's hard the way the game's being called with the offensive talent at all positions, at all levels, to be real good defensively. So you really got to be locked in and focused to have good defensive performances, but it can be a difference maker, and certainly we're continuing to work in that direction.
Coach, you guys have, I believe, 9 players who are playing at least 10 minutes or more. How do you like the depth, and are you going to continue to kind of tinker with the starting lineup?
That's important for us. I think that is one of the things this year that people can see, and we've seen, in practices, that there is some more depth, and it's competitive, and it gives us the ability. I tell our guys, when you come in and play real hard, there shouldn't be a drop-off in intensity and even execution, and then there's different strengths that different guys have, which give the team different looks. So, as far as the starting lineup, the first 2 games we had a starting lineup, we've switched after that. I think that we're playing 9 or 10 guys, and the one guy I talked about, Evan Nolte, hasn't played as much, but my hope is there'll be some opportunities for him at some point. You just don't know what's going to happen with the team you're playing in matchups, foul trouble, different things. So I think that nothing's in stone. It's just who's playing well. I evaluate practices hard, and we're just trying to put the best grouping of guys on the floor to help us win, every time out.
I think Jack Salt had 1 start in the Charleston Classic. How's kind of he developed, and what have you seen from him?
Yeah, I think Jack gives us a physical presence. I kind of paired him with Anthony Gill. Certainly you could start Isaiah Wilkins has played well. Mike Tobey has responded well coming off the bench. You could start Anthony and Mike. You could really flip a coin, but it has to do with matchups. And again, I like Jack's physicality and defensive mindset and screening mindset alongside of Anthony. And then Anthony's a little more of a focal point on the interior offensively. Same thing when Mike comes in. If he's with Isaiah, that we look a little more to Mike, but Isaiah is a very mobile player. And, in past years, we've always tried to have more of a defensive or a presence with our offensive guy. Now, I think that's the challenge. All of us have to be good defensively, so we keep working towards that. But I do think at times those pairings have been good, and then you come off the bench with different things. Doesn't mean that it's permanent, but up to this point, it's been an okay adjustment. And foul trouble, again, with the way the game's being called, guys are going to get opportunities. So you just have to be ready and to go. And I think Jack got a quick foul in the last couple games, and Mike came in within a couple minutes. So the starting thing, I know it's nice to hear your name called, but it's not that significant of a deal. It's just about playing and being out there and helping the team.
Tony, with the ACC-Big Ten thing, I always ask you this every year, but the whole notion of obviously you're playing for the team first, but the conference. I mean, how much pride kind of goes into this?
Yeah.
From that end.
Well, I'm wearing my my ACC gift from Media Day that I understand the media got as well. So, but no, you want to represent the conference well. It's important. It seems like there have been a lot of conference games. The Big Ten and ACC have already played, but you want to do well, and it'll be an exciting opportunity to go into that's a great arena, Ohio State's arena, and playing against a storied program, a talented team, as we said, and I'm sure it'll be a charged atmosphere. So it's a good opportunity for your team, but of course, you want to represent. I don't think last year, I don't know if it was a split or a tie, so you would like to be successful as a team, and you want to represent it well.
What about just Thad as a coach? What kind of a coach is he? Kind of butting heads.
Thad,
yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, just kind of butting heads with him.
Very good coach. I mean, he was at Butler. I've respected him from a long time ago. I remember when I was playing at Green Bay, and he was, I think, on the bench. We always laugh about it when we played Butler in a game, but what he's done with that program, how successful he's been, the talented players he's recruited, he's a good one, really is, and a very solid man. And so you always, I respect all the coaches I go against, I really do, but with someone with his success, that you have to have your best, and your team has to be prepared to play, and going into their environment will be, again, a great opportunity. But, he's got a talented, good team, and it's just a matter of time, I think, before they really get going. They've lost a couple of early ones, but you can see the talent that's there, and with his knowledge, I think they're, going to go in the right direction.
And about replacing D'Angelo Russell? Yeah,
well, Lyle, their point guard's terrific. He provides some interesting matchup issues because he's big, and he has a pace about him where he really passes the ball well, can score in the interior. And then their returning player, who's a junior, is Loving. He's, I think he led the Big Ten in three-point shooting percentage last year, and is really versatile. He can step out, shoot the three. They can put him in the post. A talented scorer, and again with some other very good players. So the talent is definitely there, and their one experienced player has put up the numbers. Tate is undersized, similar in some ways to Anthony Gill, a 6'5", power forward who led the Big Ten in field goal percentage. So they have some guys with some experience who've done some things, and with some know-how. It's just kind of meshing or the chemistry with some of the younger guys and the talent that they have to get it on the same page. So it's a team that, there's not D'Angelo Russell there, but there's definitely some capable guys, and I know they'll be hungry to play in this Big Ten ACC Challenge, and obviously coming off a tough loss.